Hello, everyone, and welcome to D&D News. I gurgled a little bit there because my name is Gurgle Tito, and I am here to give you all of the coffee in all of the mugs and to say hi. Hi, how's it going? It's been a little while since I saw you last. Only 2 weeks, I guess. We skipped last week because of a little thing called E3, the Electronic Entertainment Expo. For those of you who want to know what all of the three E's mean, that's what that means. I need some more of that coffee. That's what that means too. I am excited to be back. We talked about a amazing game called Baldur's Gate 3, which I'm sure many of you are very excited about. I am as well. It's pretty badass, as they say. We've been having that under the hat for a little while, a hot minute. You might have even suggested why Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus is the way it is because we knew this game was coming out. So we're very excited about our partnership with Larian. They made Divinity Original Sin and its sequel, which many have touted as the spiritual successor to Baldur's Gate 3, or to the Baldur's Gate series, and now they get to make the next chapter in the Baldur's Gate series, which is super excited. It's coming out for PC and Stadia very, well, I don't want to say very soon. It's going to take some time before it all gets done, but it is being worked on as we speak. Many of the folks on the story team here at D&D, we're working very closely with the story team and the writers for Baldur's Gate 3 at Larian. So there's lots of synergies and intertwinings, and it all feels like we're all part of the same very super cool family. And if you play Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus, when it comes out on September 17th, you will get some sneak peek into what's happening in the city of Baldur's Gate. And it kind of, I don't want to say it's a direct prequel to the events of Baldur's Gate 3, but it will be it will get you in the right mindset and have you know what's happening and see all the tendrils that the Larian team are then going to take and expand upon in their game. So that is also very exciting. We mentioned that at D&D Live 2019, The Descent, that Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus is coming out September 17th. There's a lot of cool things wrapped up around that. So I will probably get into some of that as well. We have some really cool, fun things happening at 4 p.m. Pacific time today. I want to make sure everyone knows that Pelham Green's Hot Mess, or I guess it's just Pelham's Hot Mess. Here, I put it up at the top so I wouldn't mess it up. No, it is Pelham Green's Hot Mess. They are playing Baldur's Gate game, of course, Betrayal at Baldur's Gate, which is a combination of the Betrayal at House on the Hill mechanics with the D&D IP. Came out 2 years ago here from the D&D office. It is a fantabulous mashup of those two genres, the tile-laying exploration genre that is House on the Hill. There is some horror as well in Betrayal at Baldur's Gate, some dark themes, because the Dead Three, the three gods that hold a lot of sway in Baldur's Gate, make for some very terrifying things happening. So they will be playing through that. That is, Mr. Pelham Green is playing. Lisa Penrose will also be playing. Lauren Urban will be playing, as well as Todd Kenrick, I believe. Wow, I haven't seen Todd yet, but he will be making his way here to be playing, which I'm very excited about. I don't know if Bart Carroll is going to be defending his belt or not. They had the inaugural Pelham's Hot Mess last week playing Dungeon Mayhem, and I believe Bart Carroll won the championship of that little Dungeon Mayhem tournament there, so that's pretty exciting. This is... Wait, did I say Devin? I didn't mean to say Demon. Yeah, that's not what I meant. But there are lots of... Oh, She's just saying hi in the chat. Oh, say now I'm very confused. You know, but with being close to the Pacific Northwest, maybe that's possible. You can totally come up and play some games with us, Devin. We'd love it. And maybe if you make some maps for us too, it might be even cooler. We'll see. But this is a series that is going to be seeing a lot of play of different explorations of board games, card games, other things that have come from the D&D place, maybe even some one-shot adventures playing actual D&D during this time slot. So check it out. Pelham Green's Hot Mess coming up at 4 p.m. Pacific time. There will be chances to win copies of Betrayal at Baldur's Gate 2. So make sure you pick your character to back behind and make sure they're not the betrayer / traitor, and all things will ensue. I'm not really sure how they're going to figure out who the winner is of the game to see who will get the belt, but I'm sure we have a few game designers here where we can figure it out. That's going to be exciting. One other really fun thing, I can't believe there's so many things happening at once, but this book is now available everywhere. You can get Acquisitions Incorporated at your local game store, at a local bookstore. You can get it on D&D Beyond. You can get it on Roll20. You can get it on Fantasy Grounds, and you can purchase it from the Penny Arcade store itself. What is it? It is Acquisitions Incorporated, the source book. We did this in partnership with Penny Arcade, and many of the contributors are probably even listening to this right now. They are an amazing group of people, and they all contributed to this book, giving you the tools as a dungeon master and a player to experience the kind of gameplay of the corporate maniacal, maybe evil, let's say at least lawful group of Acquisitions Incorporated as they go out and acquire things in the Forgotten Realms. It's pretty exciting. There is a lot of wealth of information in here. The artwork all comes to life. I really love this, the mechanical beholder there. I've seen that this is probably the rare D&D piece of artwork where I've seen the 3D version of this mechanical beholder way more than I've seen a 2D version of it. So it's kind of cool to see it in this type of thing. And then, of course, the disclaimers are always fun. I haven't actually read this disclaimer yet, so I'm going to read it out loud for the first time for you. For those of you who don't know, we have these little disclaimers at the front of our books. They're often in-jokes to our community as well as our fandoms. This one says, Disclaimer! Acquisitions Incorporated has made every legal, moral, and arcane attempt to ensure the safety of the information contained herein. That being said, should an employee meet their end in the service of Acquisitions Incorporated, we do reserve the right to reanimate you to perform light office tasks. Maybe you should read the contracts more carefully, eh? I don't think that's a bad thing. Reading contracts is always an important part of every adult's life. But even more so when we are dealing with devils, which is also what's happening a lot. Basically throughout the story of Acquisitions Incorporated, at least the later seasons and or events. But it also pertains to what's happening here in Baldur's Gate for Descent into Avernus. So that's very interesting. It's almost like we knew that was going to be going on. Very cool. Again, check it out if you can. There is a lot of, as a simulationist player, and Jabberlocky points it out here, there's a lot of great stuff about running your own franchise, which I love and will be stealing and using as much as possible. I think that's very cool. I like anything that makes it feel like you're in a living, breathing fantasy world. So there's good stuff in here. There's also lots of what are they calling them? Positions within the company that you can choose, such as a cartographer, a decisionist, documancer. These are all very hordes person. Lore monger. I like a lore monger. If you don't know, these kind of are things above and beyond the backgrounds or subclasses that you might get. These are what you would be in the world of Acquisitions Incorporated, which is pretty interesting. Obviator is another one you can do, as well as an occultant. Occultant. No, I read that wrong. Occultant. And again, yeah, this artwork just is so cool. Here is here's Telenatha 3 coins, an example of an Oculantant. Pretty good looking or tiefling paladin. Right. A secretarian. This guy's got like a Thor 6-pack thing going on here as a secretary. I think I know what the art order looked like for that one. So again, there's so much wonderful stuff in here. So check it out if you can. And I'm knocking over things. I was trying to get this chair shelf closer to me so that I could use it to put things. Yeah, so it is, again, available everywhere. The Penny Arcade store, if you buy it there, you'll get a pin. So I suggest getting it from the source. But it also has a lot of material that you can adapt and use in any D&D campaign out there. It doesn't necessarily have to be Acquisitions Incorporated themed, but, you know, there is a wealth of information there. And unless... you can also use it for spicing up your campaign if you just want to drop something in there. So it's there. It's awesome. Check it out if you can. Happy Acquisitions Incorporated Day. Yay! There are people laughing behind me, which means it's time to talk about the D&D Essentials Kit. This is also a physical product. I'm not going to open it up again. I think I opened it up on previous D&D Newses. I might have. Maybe I'll do this later. This is a new product that you can find in Targets in the North America. It is designed to be a little bit more player focused, not necessarily only meant for players, but it certainly the rule book is redesigned in a way to allow you to make your character and step you through that process a lot more than the starter set, rule set, or even the player's handbook does. It takes you on a step-by-step process. There's also lots of stuff here for a new player who may be unfamiliar with some of the combat rules. There's a lot of cards that you can use. There's a map and of course an adventure that's written by Chris Perkins that is in the same kind of vein as Lost Mines of Phandelver from the starter set. And there's a big ice dragon that you might have to deal with. And by ice dragon, I mean a white dragon. They're not called ice dragons. That's so silly. I will give you the visuals at a later time, Rough Gum. I just don't necessarily want to just like pop this open right now because there's so much other fun stuff to talk about. But that is going to be in Targets on June 24th. It is I think it's $25 or $24.99. That's correct. It is $34, $33.99 for you Canadians out there. So I apologize for that. There's also a code in here for a digital version of the Player's Handbook on D&D Beyond, which we think is amazing. We want to onboard people into making their character as easy as possible, and I have yet to find an interface that makes it as easy as D&D Beyond to do that. And so the code in here gives a great leg up for folks to be able to jump in and make the characters of their dreams a reality. And there's also one last cool bit about the Essentials Kit, which is the ability to, well, not ability, you've always had the ability to play with this way, but rules that specifically encourage play between a single dungeon master and a single player, one-on-one play. I know a lot of people who live in areas that aren't well populated or are trying to ease into understanding the game will play that way, and I believe for the first time, I think I confirmed this with Chris Perkins, this is the at least the 1st and 5th edition rules that are specifically designed to make that happen. And they do so through the use of sidekicks, which are kind of like henchmen, but a little bit more simplified and streamlined to provide a party of ancillary abilities to give the one player everything that they need to succeed in the tasks that is in the quest or the adventure. So again, that'll be in Target stores on June 24th next week, and it will be available everywhere else on September 3rd of this year. So look for it there in game stores. Some of the content will be available digitally, and that will be available for all. All right. So that's enough of me just talking and doing show and tell, because I've got some other fun things to show and tell. We mentioned Baldur's Gate 3 already. We talked about that kind of at the top, but I wanted to go through some of the amazing press that we got out of that. I was down there with Mike Merles, as well as Sven from Vinky from the Larian team, doing many interviews, and some of these were quotes from that. So here we go. Here is from GameSpot. You might have heard of a little thing called GameSpot. They've been around for a little while. Biggest games of E3 2019. It's thrilling to see the classic series make a comeback with such an acclaimed studios. We didn't make it into that little headline there, but that's still a pretty good note from us. We also got this from Inverse. Oh, hey, it's Hannah Rose. How's it going? This is more about what it was like to be there for D&D Live. So this is a really great feature that speaks to all of the amazingness that happened at D&D Live. The game is more popular than ever. Its passionate community, a testament to its accessibility. That's how, in 2019, D&D can now fill a studio with a half convention, half theme park experience. That is very much what is happening there. It is a wonderful. I still can't believe that that's almost a month away. Gosh, it was 17, 18, 19th. That was a month ago that D&D Live happened. That's crazy. It feels like it was just like last weekend. What? So thank you for the everyone at Inverse for writing that. Additionally, they say 5 years after the release of 5e, the game is more popular than ever, and I agree. I can't believe it. There's also a little bit here from the Mary Sue, which I don't have a picture for, but they wrote about how the event was saying that women were leading the D&D renaissance, and the brand has made incredible strides when it comes to making sure women feel included and represented in the game. That's something that's been extremely important to me and many members of the D&D team. And so it's really nice to have a outlet like the Mary Sue understand and see that all happening and making it be like, hell yeah. That's right, Ashley Warlock. Hell to the yeah. Very excited about that. There is another bit that I wanted to talk about, which is this. The 10 best PC games of E3 2019 was Baldur's Gate 3. I'm still riding high. It's the best case scenario as far as I'm concerned, especially since it's being based off modern Dungeons & Dragons. That is a bit from, again, PC World. And I'm going to check the author because I'm pretty sure. I just want to open the link. Open link! Yes, that was my friend Hayden Dingman, who I didn't get a chance to meet at the show. So Hayden, if you're watching and listening, I apologize. We have always been able to meet up when I've been at E3, but we couldn't do it this time around. So I apologize, but I'm excited that the impression that Baldur's Gate 3 made on him allowed it to make it to the top of his list of things that are really exciting. And I agree, having a studio like Larian take on a storied franchise like Baldur's Gate 3 just seems to make tons of sense on every level. It's very rare in the games industry for something like that to come together. So very excited, and I'm glad that Hayden was as excited about it as I've been for the last, I don't know, year, 2 years since I've known this was happening. We're very good at keeping secrets here at D&D. Not really. I'm actually kind of amazed that kept a secret as long as that did. But it's very exciting. All right. So that was my life for the last week or two. Going to E3 and talking and reconnecting with a whole bunch of video games folks. And of course there was this. This makes me laugh. If only our D&D players were more like Keanu. But alas and alack, I didn't get to see the Microsoft press conference with Keanu and his alien brain of getting excited about things and being breathtaking. So we have in a couple minutes I'll be showing a D&D Rewind. Very excited about the return to that. I haven't seen a lot of the content from the last week, so I'm excited to watch it all over again. And I want to also, because they're still in the throes of June, and people will still need lots of supplies, as well as just supporting all of the fun things that are happening. You can still, I believe, actually, let me double check that. I'm going to talk about the amazing stuff you can get in support of the Lambert House. I don't think there's any date on here as to when it will stop, but I'm going to just triple confirm before I do that. Oh yeah, there's 23 days left on this sale. All right, so here's all the fun stuff. If you haven't already, there's 23 days left in this campaign to raise money for the Lambert House, which is a wonderful community, a center for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and questioning youth. The Lambert House empowers youth through the development of leadership, social, and life skills by offering more than 20 programs, activities, resources, and services for an ongoing year-round basis. So everything that you purchase and acquire here will be, the proceeds will be benefiting the Lambert House, and they are, as I said, a wonderful community tool and support for LGBTQ youth here in the Seattle area. They're expanding out into farther communities in the different counties surrounding Seattle, and we hope more and more are around going up. There is that a mouse pad? Well, hello. I might be getting one of these mouse pads. Or no, it's a vinyl decal. Vinyl decal. I should have said that. But, you know, now that I'm saying it, there should be mouse pads. If there aren't already, I'm going to purchase them because it is good. Speaking of Red Hulk 05 saying life is hard, play D&D, there is another fun thing that I want to make sure everyone knows about, and that is, let me see if actually I have it here in my little document. Maybe not. What's it called? It's got something. Oh yeah, it's called Garden of Fog. Yes, Garden of Fog. It is available now. All right, so Gardens of Fog is a adventure that was written by some wonderful people. They are some of them here on the D&D team. I work with a lot. Bill Benham being one of them. Dr. B, Dr. Raphael Bocamatza, the clinical director for Take This, and Hannah Rose, who may just be here in the chat, contributed to making Gardens of Fog. What is that? That is an adventure in which I don't know too much about it. I know the overall theme of it, so I might be giving some stuff away. But it is about battling the demons within some of the depression and the thing that you're fighting against when you are in an unhappy state or unhealthy state, I guess is one way to put it. And the adventure allows players to go in and battle some of those demons and get a greater understanding of what it is to experience mental health episodes in our world, as well as in our fantasy world of D&D, and how a lot of people use Dungeons & Dragons to illustrate, to escape, or to learn something about themselves. And so this adventure is designed all for that. All the proceeds go to benefit Take This, which is an amazing institution that they do AFK rooms at many PAXs. You might have seen them there. They're all about raising awareness of mental health within the gaming community. I've known them for years. They're all very good people, and I love everything about what this adventure is about. I think a lot of us deal with things that don't necessarily make us feel good all the time, and understanding that about ourselves and how to deal with it, and that it's okay to have some of these feelings of guilt or unhappiness or any of those things. I'm probably using some of the wrong words, so I apologize, but I just know it sucks, and I'm glad that more people are talking about it and expressing themselves when they're dealing with these issues, and that's what this adventure and what Take This is all about. So check it out if you can. It's worthwhile. It's a great adventure. It's got some great pedigree of the people working on it, and so I'd love any feedback you can have on that. It's good stuff. And it's for a good cause too. So of course, get your wallets out and raise some money for Take This. As I said, that's out now, but there are some amazing things coming up about Gardens of Fog. I will be potentially interviewing some of the writers this Friday, which I'm very excited about for Dragon Talk. Me and Shelly will be doing that. I think we've scheduled that tentatively for 11 a.m. on Friday. A little bit of a change to the schedule, but that should be tons of fun. And then I believe there are several groups who are playing through this adventure, including... They're not listed here. Including the Rivals of Waterdeep. I believe the Tales from the Mists is doing that. I think there's one other group, and I'm missing it. Oh, no, it's that Hyper RPG is also doing a live stream playthrough of this module, which also includes a subclass called the Psychomancer. It's a new cleric subclass out there, and that's from the mascot for the Take This Foundation. So pretty exciting. All right. That's it on Gardens of Fog. I will be... Oh, one other final, really fun thing. Loot Crate is a... I assume those listening understand what Loot Crate is. Do you guys know what Loot Crate is? So it is a service in which you pay for a subscription, and then they send you a crate of loot. That's pretty much it. But this one, and the one for June, for this month, it closes tomorrow at 9 p.m. Pacific time. And what's in it? Well, oh, and maybe they even have what's in it. Is it in here? Partners? Maybe it's under partners? No. I know we had some kind of a, maybe it's under videos? No. Well, there is an amazing dice tower that you can get in this June's Loot Crate. It's worth just subscribing for that 1 month to be able to get this one that's happening. It is fantastic. I might even just like call it up and then if it's available. Well, you can go to lootcrate.com/crates/lootcrate. Oh, there it is. I'm just gonna. Can I do this? Is this weird? I'm just gonna turn this around and show it to you. Dun dun dun. Can you see? Can you see the animated GIF? Is it animating and GIFing? This is real professional. This is what professionals do. That's what you do when you don't have the GIF loaded up into your Stream Deck, and you want to make sure people see it. That's it. Oh, there was a pop-up right at the end. Dang it. It's a good thing there wasn't anything embarrassing in any of those things. But the Loot Crate is got a code. You can save 50% with code SUMMER50. I'm really learning about this by going to that website right now, and you'll get that amazing dice roller, which everyone needs in their lives. It looks like a castle. It looks pretty cool. All right, I am going to show this week's D&D Rewind right about now, and then I'll come back with some Avengers League and Dungeon Masters Guild news, so stay tuned. By the way, we've got Pelham's Hot Mess prepping in the studio behind me right now, and you might even hear them on the mic a little bit. Get ready to play Betrayal at Baldur's Gate. Some amazing folks are going to jump in and make it happen and figure out who the betrayer is. I'm not sure, but stay tuned. That's coming at 4 p.m. It's a hot mess coming your way. But here we are with this week's D&D Rewind.
They all disappeared.
Yep. They don't go back into the castle. No, you can actually see the donkey arriving. You can see the dismount because you rolled quite high, and you can see Filge walking through across the muddy threshold. And they were facing each other, and then they have all disappeared.
What Filge has inevitably done is walked back along her own footsteps and is hidden somewhere in the castle, eating all of the Uber Eats without us.
Can't really talk about third-party D&D without talking about Kobold Press.
Yes. Oh yeah, Kobold
You
Press.
guys want to hold up some like
Yes.
giant
Okay.
books?
Everybody gets to hold up. Ooh.
Ooh, I'm gonna hold up
the
my
Tome of
piece.
Beasts. Oh.
The creature codex. Have you guys used monsters?
Yes.
With these?
Yes.
Do a share.
As soon as I can recognize that it's about the date, I know who it is, I'll stop reading.
Got it?
Not trying to
Yeah,
violate her privacy, I just really need to understand her handwriting.
No! And you have plenty of time to do that.
I will do that. I will memorize that handwriting.
Got it. You pull out your own parchment, you have ink and quill right there, and you
Excellent.
take the time.
I will.
I felt less dirty and then back up to the equilibrium of dirty.
Got
Thank
it.
you.
I don't want to violate her privacy. I just want to commit fraud.
And then I want to flip like a glass over, and like I basically made like a Ouija board, basically. So I'm gonna like it's
gotta
it's a
carve
glass.
every letter.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm just doing a yes or
Yeah,
no.
no,
I was like, wow.
I'm
That
just
would be
doing
good, though.
yes or no with an upside down glass, so like you can see through it. You can see the no straight through, whatever, and be like, oh, spirit of the library. He gets really grand about it. Be you friend or foe? And I'm gonna concentrate real hard.
That's not a yes or no question.
Yeah, I was like, how do we answer that?
Little Chewinga gets out.
Walton! No, Walton, I thought I told you to stay in the forest. It's not safe out here. No. Okay, you can stay. I love you.
The rest of the crew, there's a range. Some stand there. Bethany steps forward with her arms open. I'm here for you, spirits. Take me now. She says as she walks forward. The rest look up in panic and they're like, ow! And there's just this charging away of the majority of the crew.
Maybe if it's hidden in plain sight.
Yeah. Hidden in plain sight.
You just say that profoundly to the empty air.
In plain sight. SIGHT SITE CITE PLANEPLAIN. I see where we're going with this. I got nothing, guys. Guys, honestly, I have nothing.
Yeah. That's good stuff. Double duty in that rewind. That's totally true. It was so great to see so many faces that I know and love and all those things. I'm so glad Rivals is back. I'm glad there was some craziness. There was a lot of amazing D&D play happening and all those things. I'm excited. So D&D Rewind is made up from many of the clips that surface to the top from your favorite shows here on the D&D Twitch channel. I would say if you would like to get more clips from your favorite shows out there, go ahead and make them in the Twitch interface. Tweet them out to your to the creators or to someone who you think might dig it. Get more and more views on that, and then those will rise to the top as our amazing editor Steve Sprinkles puts together those D&D rewinds each week and makes them awesome. It makes the job even better. So make more folks happy by getting the word out about those clips and make it happen. A couple other fun things before I get on to Adventurers League news. Dragon Plus got a new issue, or has got a new issue out now. I'm going to download it right now as I'm making it happen because I can multitask because I am from the future. And also I want to make sure that it actually is out before I say any more. There is a lot of great stuff in this new episode. It is in fact. I'm downloading it, including a little bit I wrote to open up the issue, talking about D&D Live and my experience there, as we were talking about mental health a little while ago with the Gardens of Fog adventure. There was a point where I was not really happy and or in a good place about what was going on with the D&D Live and the prepping for that. It can really take a toll on me, and I wasn't in a good place. But it was really great being at the event and seeing all the faces of the community, getting so inspired by all the creativity that I saw around me. Was a real healing experience. Even though I was sick and potentially dying, there was a lot of wonderfulness around me, and I was inspired. And so my little bit at the beginning of this Dragon Plus issue talks a little bit about that. So check it out if you can. There's an interview with Fiona Staples, who created a lot of the amazing artwork that you saw at Dungeons & Dragons Live The Descent, including the image, which we can now say was Zariel, that we used to as the key art for D&D Live then. There is an interview with Jennifer Kretschmer, who you just saw in the Heroes of the Veil clip, and TJ Storm on their Monsters and Fables show. Also an interview with Jim Zub all about the Young Adventurers Guide that we talked about during D&D Live, and a piece of fiction set in the adventure of Ghost of Saltmarsh by Mark Price and David Rooms. Pretty cool that Dragon Plus is able to put out more and more fiction. It is a thing. And there's also some fun maps in there you can use with your seafaring campaign. Ghost of Saltmarsh is out now, of course. You can get that in everywhere that you purchase Dungeons & Dragons Adventures. But I want to point out the amazing... I've seen a lot of people getting their Sinister Silver editions from Beetle and Grimm's, and I can't wait for people to jump into those and play through the seafaring bits and campaigns of Ghost of Saltmarsh using the maps and the artifacts and props that are available in the Sinister Silver Edition. They have one out for sale now, Beetle and Grimm does, for Descent into Avernus. So if you're interested, if you've seen a lot of the artifacts and the physical props that they make for their editions, jump in while you can. There's only 1,000 copies of the Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus Platinum Edition, so get in there at Beetle and Grimm while you can. All right, one final thing before I get on to Adventurers League news. Unearth Arcana is out. You can check it if you want. This one might be a little bit older, but I don't think I got to highlight it as much as I could. It is a way to provide feedback on the Artificer. So it's a new class being tested and play tested hopefully by the likes of you. So go ahead and download it if you can from the D&D website. There's 2 new subclasses in there, the Archivist, the Battlesmith. There's a revised spell list for the Artificer, as well as some new infusions and a revision to figuring out how multi-classing can work with the Artificer. So, and there's also even a survey that you can provide all of the feedback on that. So make it so. All right, Adventurers League is amazing. Do you know what Adventurers League is? It is D&D's official play campaign, which means you can create an Adventurers League character and take it with you to your friendly local game store to play, conventions, anywhere that an Adventurers League game is being run. It is prepping for Season 9. Everyone on the Adventurers League team is tied to Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus, and they will be turning the Season 9 rule set and collecting feedback from the community and adjusting all their player and Dungeon Master guides. If you would like more information about what's happening and how the overarching organized play rules will be going, check out dndadventurersleague.org, and that's where you'll get all the latest updates as well as adjustments to how gold is earned in that whole system. If you enjoy some Eberron in your Adventurers League, the Guild Adepts AL Legal, which means you can play it using Adventurers League rules, Eberron story path called Embers of the Last War. That's all now available. All of the adventures in that story path are available as a bundle for 40% off. That storyline of 11 adventures, plus some bonus Sharn encounters, is packed with mechanical horrors, intrigue, and heists at 20,000 feet. That means it's high up in the air, perhaps even on some airships. It's pretty great. The Guild Adepts worked long and hard on making this Eberron story come to life. It is worth every penny, but now it's able to be received at a discount. So check it out if you can in the new Embers of the Last War bundle. I wonder why they're discounting that. Is it because they might be prepping for some kind of release that's coming later on this fall? Maybe. We talked about that a little bit, but you'll get more information about something in the realm of Eberron soon. That's all I'm going to say about that. We like to highlight all kinds of Adventurers League play all around the world. And today's is a bunch of photos from the Goblin Latte Con. It is Korea's first D&D convention. 80 players convene for the epic Stardock Under Attack at Cafe Laughing Goblin. Look at all this amazingness. I had no idea there would be a D&D convention in Korea when I started checking out this this crazy game. But I love it. Look at all them having so much fun. I'm not sure what the X is for, but it looks like it's not a I don't want to play this. It's a I want to play this. So that's exciting. I love this. I love getting all kinds of images from people playing Dungeons & Dragons all over the world. If you are interested in submitting your photos, send it to community@dndadventurersleague.org, and you'll get a group shout out here on D&D News from me. Include a blurb about where the event is taking place, or anything you might want to provide about what's happening at the event. Any kind of illustrative text you want to put on with the pictures is a-okay with me. Yeah, like I said, I love highlighting people playing from different parts of the world. So jump in and see what's happening. And yes, Danny, and it's good to see you again, Danny. Hi. I'm glad you're doing good. A goblin ritual of some sort is clearly what was happening there. So let's go on to talk about the Dungeon Masters Guild. That is a marketplace. It's on dungeonmastersguild.com. It lets you publish your D&D 5th edition creations for fun and profit. Tons and tons of fun. It's the only platform where you can publish adventures and supplements using Forgotten Realms IP, Ravenloft, Ravnica, other wizards settings and such. You can publish on there and make a pretty penny. The DM's Guild is featuring its first author spotlight bundle right now, and that is this cover I'm about to show you. Ural's Super Happy Fun Murder Dungeon. I love the googly eyes as horror as the cover for this. Kudos to whoever put that together. It was probably Luciella herself, but I enjoy it 1,000,000%. This is great. Luciella Elizabeth Scarlett is an author and illustrator based in Melbourne, Australia, who obnoxiously publishes under a name the length of an entire alphabet. She is best known for adventurer supplements such as this one, Ural's Super Happy Fun Murder Dungeon, and you can sample her adventures and encounters with the Author Spotlight Bundle and save 65% for a limited time. Go check that out if you can. Her stuff is there under the Luciella Bundle Spotlight. There is another. Oh wait, is this another one? Okay, so this is the image for the Author Spotlight Bundle. I did those backwards. My bad. I probably should have had that up first and then gone to perhaps her most well-known adventure. But there's something else coming out. Yes, there's more. We're going to talk about this, the complete Devout Handbook. It's another great new title on DM's Guild right now, and it is packed with player options, spells, magic items for your cleric, druid, monk, and paladin characters. Will you play a cleric of commerce, sealing business deals with divine magic? Well, that sounds fun. A druid that speaks with spirits and fights wielding a whisker plucked from a mythical catfish? A monk calling on the magic imbued in her tattoos to defeat her foes? Or maybe a paladin who's sworn an oath to overthrow an evil monarch and establish a republic, blah, blah, blah. That one's a little bit boring, but all the other ones sound pretty amazing. I want I'm definitely going to be playing a druid, perhaps in, if I can convince someone to run a Ghost of Saltmarsh campaign for me, I will play a druid that speaks with spirits and fights wielding a whisker plucked from a mythical catfish. That sounds like tons of fun. Check out the complete Devout Handbook on the DM's Guild right now. Lots of great stuff within there, a lot of creativity. And again, it is that creativity of the D&D community that just inspires me and makes me feel all warm and fuzzy again. So I appreciate that. And thank you, everyone who is, yes, Tanya, there's going to be lots of hugs happening when we see each other again, which hopefully isn't too long. You might be here in PAX West time frame, which I'd be very excited about. So all of the fun will be happening there. One other cool bit, Neverwinter, the MMO, action MMO as I like to call it, has a new expansion out. It's been out on PC for a little while. It's called Undermountain. You get to delve into, I think, 5 different areas beneath the city of Waterdeep in Undermountain. Very evocative and strange dungeons await you there at the level cap there for Neverwinter. But it's been out on PC for a couple of weeks. It is now available on PS4 and Xbox One today. So if you play all that fun stuff on the console, now's your time to get the latest information. And of course, the Heart of Fire Acquisitions Incorporated module has already been out there for many moons. So jump in and, what better way to celebrate Acquisitions Incorporated release day by, of course, getting the book and reading it all the way through and telling all your friends about what a cool book it is. But then also jumping in and hearing the likes of Omendron, Jim Darkmagic, and many others from Acquisitions Incorporated use their voices for good, or at least for not evil, in the Heart of Fire expansion that is available within Neverwinter now. There's a lot of great stuff happening in Neverwinter. If you are a gamer of any ilk, I suggest you jump in and check it out. They did a revamp of a lot of the quests, early quests as well as the classes, and it seems to be pretty amazing. All right, so later going on to some more schedule stuff. Obviously, in about 10 minutes, we will be handing it over to Pelham's Hot Mess. I hear all the folks behind me getting ready, learning all the rules of Betrayal at Baldur's Gate. That is the board game that they are going to be playing very soon, giving away tons of copies, well, maybe just one copy of that game. It's very exciting. I enjoy playing in the exploring tile placing rule set of the Betrayal at House on the Hill, mashed up with the Baldur's Gate D&D IP. As the characters have spells they can cast and they can do some fun stuff. So I can't wait for that. There are amazing folks who are going to be playing it, including Lisa Penrose, Laura Urban, Todd Kenrick, and I believe Pelham will also be playing himself. I hope Bart Carroll loses so that he can give up his belt from winning Dungeon Mayhem tournament that was held last week. Tomorrow, we've got Roll20 Presents Jace Beleren Must Die. You saw a clip of that during D&D Rewind. That's when Dungeon Master Adam Coble takes Carlos Luna, TK Johnson, Masood Huck, and Katie May through all of the fun Dungeons & Dragons mayhem that can occur when it is on Ravnica, which is the magic plane that the most recent sets of Magic the Gathering have been set. You can do that with using a little book we like to call Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica. Came out last fall. If you're interested in anything on that vein, I would take a look. It's in a book. Dragon Plus show tomorrow at 1 p.m. will be a guest appearance by Jeremy Crawford all hour long. Bart will be going through all of the new features and things that are in the latest issue of Dragon Plus. Again, my little thing is in there. And I will be giving them high fives on how awesome that Dragon Plus show will go. Then at 2 p.m., Heroes of the Veil is Mr. Todd Kenrick, who is prepping to play Betrayal at Baldur's Gate right now with Adam Bradford, Lauren Urban, TJ Storm, Hope Lavelle, and Jennifer Kretschmer. That is at 2 to 4. And then Acquisitions Incorporated, the C-Team, at 4 p.m. Pacific Time. I bet they're going to be having lots of fun and, well, maybe just freaking out a little bit about the fact that this book is out there and that all of their NPCs are statted up. Bam! Well, I not really their NPCs, but and the player characters that they embody are statted up in here. God, this is terrible. You can't see a dang thing. But that's going to be pretty cool, and I bet they're going to be very excited about that. So tune in tomorrow at 4 p.m. for that. The Dragon Friends have returned. They are playing at Thursday at 2 a.m. Pacific Time. It's all local if you're in the Australia time zone. So if you, I don't know why I'm doing this like lean over thing here. If you are awake at 2 a.m. here on the Pacific, you can check them out. If not, you can catch the VOD. The Dragon Friends are playing through what we like to call the Stranger Things D&D miniseries, or using the adventure from the Dungeons & Dragons starter set, Stranger Things starter set, that is. So check it out. At 9 a.m., we got a dev update with Adam Bradford talking D&D Beyond and what's happening there. At 1 p.m. on Thursday, there is Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms playing, and then Welch's Game Juice, where Kate Welch will be playing through Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition once again. She's hoping, I think, now to complete that game ASAP and get on to playing perhaps a little game called Divinity Original Sin in preparation for the excitement of what's happening with Baldur's Gate 3 that we can now all talk about over and over again. So that's pretty exciting. That's 3 p.m. on Thursday, and then we'll be hosting Critical Role. On Friday, we got Dragon Talk. I said I might be starting a little bit early. It might be 11 to 3 with an interview with some of the folks behind the Take This module, Gardens of Fog, as well as Amaret Terrell. Very excited to speak with her. And I believe Mr. Chris Perkins will be joining us for a Lore You Should Know segment, which is going to be pretty awesome. And then Binwin plays Idle Champions at 3 p.m. on Friday. This weekend we got a pretty big slate here. Geek Stable, Call of the Kraken at 12:30 on Saturday. We got Guild Gates and Goblins at 3 p.m. They're playing, well, we're not sure if they're going to be playing through Grosser Strahd. They've been off for a little while, so we hope that they get back into broadcasting. But Trace Albus is at 4 p.m. Pacific time, and we can't wait. And then the return of Rivals of Waterdeep. They've been playing for the last couple of weeks. Dungeon Master Serena is doing fantabulously with Tanya DePass, Sharif Jackson, Cicero Holmes, Carlos Luna, and Brandon Stennis. I hope Brandon returns. He was not at the last one that I could see in the clip there, but I hope he'll be back. And then Realmsmith WizKids is amazing. If you haven't seen it yet, if you haven't gotten into painting minis, you should, or at least you should watch Jason Azevedo take his hand at showing you how to paint through some of the fun stuff that WizKids is putting out there, like Noel Zur's Marvelous Miniatures. Then D4 is at 4 p.m. on Sunday with the amazing co-DMs of Justin Fletcher and Devin Henderson, as well as the players Ethan Monsour, Goblin Katie, Raya Watkins, Patrick Logan, and Katie Adkins. They are doing Waterdeep Dragon Heist using the Platinum Box from Waterdeep, as well as Sirenscape. Those are two things that I am using in my home game, which is meeting tonight. So I am looking for a little bit more dungeon crawly things to do. My players want to roll some dice and kill some things. We've been doing a lot of talkie episodes in Waterdeep Dragon Heist, which I enjoy as the Dungeon Master, but I think it's time to... they just leveled up to level 3, so now I think they want to use their new toys and kill some monsters. So I might just be making that happen tonight. But if you're interested in seeing some experts do it, that's at 4 p.m. Pacific time on Sunday. D4, watch it. All right, I think I am going to close this out. We are going to have Pelham's Hot Mess popping up just in a couple minutes. They are already getting ready. I can hear them getting excited. You might even hear them too on the microphone. It's going to be super fun. They are playing Betrayal at Baldur's Gate. Very soon, we'll figure out who is going to be betrayed and who will be slayed very soon. We'll see who wins the belt. All right, everybody, I am going to sign off. You are the best. We will be back very soon with Pelham's Hot Mess. See you later. Bye-bye.